all of our hats. I'm Antoine Joy 101. That's Pig Bear. That's Danny above me. And welcome to the 2KU Weekly Podcast. It is week 13. We've got all of our hats here today. Danny is NFL certified. Let's give a round of applause for that. How about that? I don't remember what the hat bit was, because I don't think I was there when they established it.
I just put this popcorn bucket, shout out James Franklin, in my head.
Yeah. I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna turn off my camera, and we're gonna start today's episode. Why did the camera stop lagging as soon as we all took off our hats? I don't know what happened there.
They're too powerful.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice.
So the pop-up window.
All right, we're gonna do a simulcast here, as we have some retro. We have some 2KU action in Central and Eastern Michigan. 2/3 of a MAC trilogy of rivalries. And we have some 2KU basketball, courtesy of Pig Bear there, as Clemson takes on Arkansas in the CSEC Challenge. All right. But how are you two doing?
I'm pretty
Better
good.
than I deserve.
Coming, Pig Bear will only be here for a little bit, I believe. But we're gonna get things started. There are top stories of the week. Louisville locking in the top spot in the Big East South with their win over UCF. They're going to the Big East Championship. Georgia was the other big clincher this week as they clinched the SEC East with their win over Kentucky. Oregon State pulls off a huge upset over the sliding USC Trojans. Iowa State gets a crucial win over Nebraska to set up their must-win matchup next week. And the NCAA Division III playoff is releasing their bracket. We're going to get things started now from Louisville, as the Louisville Cardinals absolutely demolished UCF to start out. UCF went up clawing their way back in. This is a team who never gives up their fight. But Louisville, with a 38-23 win, locks themselves into the Big East Championship. And with games against Cincinnati and Kentucky, both winnable games for this Cardinal squad, it's looking more and more likely they'll play that Big East Championship undefeated. Danny?
Yeah, I mean, as a UCF fan, it is kind of does suck, but good job on Louisville for winning. Now they get the hope West Virginia wins their next game to fully clinch it.
Pig Bear?
Louisville, they played well enough, and look, you won by 15 points over a top 25 team. You're doing something right.
Up next, let's talk about the other half of the conference. West Virginia and Temple in a deciding matchup for the Big East South. The West Virginia Mountaineers and Temple Owls played very slow that day. Snow was coming down. There was a safety to be found. Our first ever 2KU safety on stream. We had the bonus game that we did after Louisville UCF. But it was West Virginia who would claw their way back in from down 9-0 with a last-minute touchdown to win 13-12 and are one win away from locking their spot in the Big East Championship game against Louisville. Danny?
Yeah, it was a fun matchup to say at least. I mean, not often we see a safety in the 2KU, but
We had never seen it
an
before.
enjoyable one.
Oh, no, we had seen a safety before the previous week, but it was the first time we had a blocked punt. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Pig Bear?
Yeah, West Virginia just finishing when it matters. Doesn't matter if they had extra help or not. We're not going to talk about that. But West Virginia getting the win over Temple in a.
I think we were going to, but we never did. I don't think so.
Oh, there's no extra help. There never is extra help in the 2KU.
West Virginia, their next matchup is against East Carolina. Win that, and they've locked up the Big East North. They also have one more game on the year, of course, backyard brawl against Pitt. How about Oregon State heading to LA and stunning the Trojans 27-17? This is the second time this happened in 3 weeks. USC lost to Cal as well. USC is losing their grip. At one point, they were looking to be a lock against Washington in the conference championship game, and now they are slipping like crazy. I want to look at the rest of the list. There's no more other Big East Championship implications there. So now I'm going to say the team that has a chance to make it to the conference championship game, or the team who has the current lead of the Pac-12, is Stanford. The Stanford Cardinal, out of nowhere, are back in the conversation for the Pac-12. Their last two games are Washington State and Notre Dame. So they only have one more conference game to speak of. As our team still contention, USC's on the outside. And we, of course, have Washington and Oregon, both in the top 10. But right now, Oregon State out of the conference race, but still playing with everything on the line. They have that Oregon matchup to end the year. Danny, what are your thoughts on the Beavers and the Trojans?
Yeah, USC has definitely been collapsing in upon themselves. You know, Troy has fallen, the Trojan horse has been destroyed. So, unfortunately, that wooden horse was destroyed by Beavers, ironically.
Mm-hmm. Pigbear?
Chop, chop. Get those saws out, as I like to do in Oregon. Oregon State's on a bit of a tear. They've been very sleeper team.
They've bounced in and out of the top 25.
They're
At one
all-
point, they were near the top 10. That derailed after their loss to Washington. To the Big 12, Nebraska, Iowa State playing for keeps in the what would have been the Big 12 North back in the day, but there's no divisions this season. Iowa State, 30-13, the final to win that game. Iowa State is now 9-1 as their next game is coming up. Let's take a look at more Big 12 action as Texas, number 10 in the country, heads to Folsom Field, demolishes Colorado 23-9. Texas themselves are 9-1. These two teams play each other next week in what is looking to be the must-watch matchup of week 13. Danny, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a great matchup and an exciting one. Definitely, we're going to need to see how both of these guys will end of the year, but I think this is going to be an exciting matchup and one that I think will definitely determine who will go to Arlington.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about who's going to win it later, because naturally there's more to this one. Pig Bear, your thoughts on the setup here, and just the race for the Big 12 entirely.
I think this is your decider on one spot. Whoever wins this, is it mathematically clinch if they win?
Yes.
Yeah, the winner of this is
It's gonna
100%
be
in the
some-
game.
And I don't think we'll get a rematch. This gonna be a pick 'em. So if I'm not here, I'm gonna get my pick early. I know Corso used to do it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You do have to leave,
Give the
so
Longhorns.
Texas
You
on
give
the
the
road.
Longhorns winning in Ames.
I think right now it's going to be the winner of this game, but also don't forget about those other two Big 12 teams. Texas Tech at number 10 in the country. They're right behind the Longhorns. As for Oklahoma, they're also ranked. They are in a chance to get it. We'll talk more about scenarios later. Maryland getting the win over Boston College 27-24. Also in the ACC, 27-24, Virginia Tech upsets Georgia Tech, getting another win under their belts, as Georgia Tech themselves have been in free fall. But Maryland is setting up for a very exciting matchup coming up. Thoughts on this Georgia Tech team, Danny?
Yeah, this Georgia Tech team has definitely been collapsing since I believe they started the season at 6-0, I believe, or was it 5-0?
It was either 5 or 6-0, and then Clemson happened.
Yep, Clemson came in and rocked the Yellow Jackets, and now the Yellow Jackets, they've been losing
They've
many
been
games that they're not even attention.
They were blown out in that game, and it seems like it's a game that the Jackets have not been able to recover from. Pig Bear?
Yeah, Virginia Tech's not a bad football team. I think. What are they? 5 wins right now?
I believe they're 5-5.
5-5. Halftime in Clemson, 30-17. The Razorbacks getting it done. The number 25 ranked Razorbacks over the number 22 ranked Tigers.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hide your. Oh, never mind. Meanwhile, we have some fun overtime games on the side. SMU, BYU, and Provo. The Cougars getting the win 51-48 in overtime. We had what probably is the most overtimes I've ever seen in a win or in a game given to me by the computer. 5 overtimes between Arizona State and Utah State, with the Sun Devils coming out victorious 53-47. Now let's quickly jump in to our next part of the show. Let's talk about some outside football in Division 3. The D3 playoffs were announced this weekend, and it all starts with our teams getting byes, all of which are ranked. It's the top 16. We've changed the format a little bit. No longer, we've gotten rid of the regional sections, and we've trimmed down the field to 40 teams, more similar to how they actually do it in D3 IRL. Number one team overall, that's going to be Mary Hardin Baylor. They'll get the winner of Maryville and Swarthmore, who are number 24. And whoever wins that game will take on the winner of Barry and Susquehanna. The second team with a bye, the number 8 team in the country, Aurora, playing St. Vincent and Redlands. They'll get the winner of it. And they get the winner of a ranked matchup between Coast Guard, number 9, and number 25, Ithaca. If you remember, Ithaca made it deep into the 2KU D3 playoffs. All the way to the semifinals, they lost to North Central. Our next group, Wisconsin Oshkosh, number 4 in the country. They get the winner of Delaware Valley and Endicott. They'll move on to the next round to the winner of Hope and Grinnell. Hope is number 11 in the country. And also in this same part of the bracket, another WIAC team, Wisconsin Whitewater, number 5 in the country. They'll get the winner of Wittenberg and number 18 Western New England. South Regina, I believe, actually. Number 12 in the country, taking on number 17 Wisconsin Stevens Point for the privilege to play the winner of Whitewater and that extra matchup. To the other side of the bracket we go. Number 2 in the country, North Central. The North Central Cardinals, if you remember last year, played Mary Hardin Baylor in the national championship. They'll get the winner of TCNJ and Concordia, Wisconsin. And whoever wins that matchup will play number 15 Laverne or number 19 East Texas Baptist. Number 7 Alma, Michigan made here. They'll get the winner of number 23 Dubuque and Lycoming of Pennsylvania. And we have a matchup of 2 really talented ranked teams below them. Number 10 Augustana of Illinois and number 20 St. John's, Minnesota. Number 3 Mount Union. If you know any D3 college football team, it's probably the Mount Union Purple Raiders. They're number 3 in the country. They'll get the winner of Anderson and Wesley. And the next round, they'll play the winner of number 14 Framingham State and Linfield. Number 6 team in the country, Williams. They'll get the winner of number 22 Tufts and Salisbury, Maryland. Williams, the last team here with a bye. And their last matchup, we'll get the winner of Williams and that first round matchup. Number 11 Cortland State or number 21 Wisconsin La Crosse. The first round will be on November 22nd, this Saturday. Second round, the 29th. The third will be December 6th. Quarterfinals on the 13th. The semifinals on December 20th. And Stag Bowl 52, the NCAA D3 National Championship, will be Saturday, January 4th. And right now, looking at this field, I'm liking Mary Hardin Baylor to run back into the national championship game. They won it last season. But from that other side of the bracket, I don't know if I'm as confident as North Central returning. I could very much see a semifinal matchup between Alma and Mount Union. Give me Mary Hardin and Mount Union, a battle between D3 juggernauts for the national championship. Danny?
Yeah, for me, in my opinion, I am liking Wisconsin Whitewater out of that side of the bracket. I really like the school. That's probably my favorite one. So cheer for them.
Go Winterhawks.
And from the other side, I am liking I am liking North Central. I think they have a good bracket at this side, so I think they could easily make it back. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. I should mention, no sighting of 2022 national champion Alvernia. They're not here. 2023 champion Hope is. You'll see them on the bracket there. Of course, this bracket and everything else you'll need to know about Tuki you can find on the Antoine Joy 101 Discord server.
They should.
Bigger, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is making this D3 national championship?
Like, I'm gonna go with a weird pick for a semifinal matchup. Give me Coast Guard versus Wisconsin Whitewater,
All right.
and then give me all those semifinals, and give me Linfield in North Central. Give me North Central versus Coast Guard for the championship.
That'd be a big deal. Coast Guard never won a national championship. It'd be the first national championship by a. It's been a long time since a military school has had a national championship under their belts. I think you got to go back to Army in the 40s the last time it happened in 2KU. That's a long time coming. I'm going to hand it off now from D3 to the bowling alley with Danny V. Take it away.
And welcome back to the bowling alley. It's another beautiful day right here. We have several teams who have made their way to the bowling.
Not a lot of frames
Let's check out
left.
The conferences. Yeah, only a few spots left. How many bowl games do we have in the 2KU?
I don't remember the exact number, but it is going to be smaller than it was last season.
All right.
At least 6 or 7.
Well,
Somewhere.
yeah, definitely at least. But the ACC,
More than
no
4.
one knew was joining the parties. Same thing with the American. But in the Big East, welcome Georgetown to the bowling alley. They finally got their spot in. In the Big Ten, no one new has joined. Out of the Big 12, Texas A&M has joined the fray, alongside with Nebraska, who accidentally missed their spot. In the Conference USA, no one new has joined them yet. Same thing with the Ivy League. In the MAC, John Hopkins and Bowling Green has joined the party.
This will
Welcome
be
in,
a
Pudge.
first. First time that Johns Hopkins will be bowling.
Next up in the Missouri Valley, no one. South Dakota State has joined the bowling alley after being the rival North Dakota State. No one new from the Mountain West. Out of the pack, Utah has joined the crew. Out of the SEC, no one else new has joined. Same thing with the SoCon and the Southland and Sunbelt. But at the WAC, Louisiana Tech has joined them. No one from the Independents has joined just yet. But we have several teams who are fighting outside. The ACC still has Virginia, the Truckers of Dave Show, Boston College, and Duke still waiting outside. But now comes in Virginia Tech, trying to find their spot. In the American, UGF and Austin Peay are still trying to find their spot, but Colgate has also joined the parking lot. In the Big East, the USF has came in as well. With the Big Ten, then there's Minnesota, who has joined in. The Big 12, BYU is now entered the lot. The Conference USA, Western Kentucky, and Stephen of Austin are still looking for their spot, but Liberty has also joined in. Princeton is looking around for their spot. In the MAC, Ohio and Ball State are looking for their spot. In the Missouri Valley, North Dakota State is still looking for their spot, but they're also joined by Indiana State and Illinois State. No one new out of the Mountain West or PAC, but in the SEC, Rice and Florida are still looking for their spot, but Vanderbilt has also joined the parking lot as well. SoCon VMI is still looking for their spot. The South and still has Abilene Christian looking for their spot. The Sunbelt has ULM and Louisiana looking for their spot. The WAC has Central Arkansas looking for their spot. And the Independence Navy's looking for a spot, but also in comes UC Davis, who needs one more win to fully clinch a spot.
They have 2 games coming up.
But for
UC
the
Davis.
teams who have been
UC Davis next game against WAC frontrunner Pacific, but also their last game, that's against their old rival Sacramento State, also an FCS independent.
FBS and and
the
for
teams
those who have been
where-
eliminated,
No place like
Those who
home
have
for the
been eliminated.
holidays.
For those who have been eliminated, has NC State and Wake Forest, who are still out. The Americans, St. John's has been out, but in comes Eastern Kentucky and Rhode Island to join them. No one new for the Big East. For the Big Ten, their first eliminated team, Northwestern, is there. At the Big 12, they went from having 0 eliminated teams to now 4 eliminated teams, with Missouri, TCU, Colorado, and Houston all getting eliminated. Out of the Conference USA, James Madison has been eliminated. No one new from the Ivy League. No one new from the MAC. No one new from the Missouri Valley. No one new from the Mountain West. For the PAC, Utah State has been eliminated. For the SEC, Kentucky, Auburn, and SEC champion Tulane has now been eliminated from bowl contention. The SoCon, Chattanooga has been eliminated. No one new from the Southland. And the Sun Belt, Coastal Carolina has been eliminated. And from the Independents, well, these two came together. Army and Notre Dame have been eliminated.
All right. Move on now. We had to make some quick adjustments to the top 25 because despite not being eligible for the postseason or eligible for bowls due to having 7 losses, Notre Dame got votes for some reason. In fact, the computer ranked them higher, so we had to do a little fixing, some quick tweaks as Eastern Michigan takes the lead there with a explosive leap there. A little bit of helicopter playing from the Eagles, trying to play spoiler for their rivals in Central Michigan. In the snow. Let's take a look at our top 25. At number 1, Clemson. I'm sure Pigbearer, you'd be happy to see. They're still number 1. And we have an interesting field today, I'll mention. Every single team in this top 25 and the others receiving votes plays next week. That's the first time this happens all year because teams are obviously on bye for their week 0 games in week 1. Everyone here has something to do. Michigan, number 2 behind Clemson. They're heading to Northwestern. Number 3 is Louisville. Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Georgia. I'm just going to keep reading the top 25 here. I'll talk about their destinations afterwards. Number 6, Washington. Number 7 is Alabama. Number 8, LSU. Number 9, you have Texas. And number 10 is Texas Tech. And outside the top 10, you have USC, who fell against Arizona State. Number 12, or Oregon State. Number 12, Ohio State. Number 13, Miami. Number 14, Iowa State. Number 15, Wisconsin. Number 16, Texas State. At number 17, you have West Virginia jumping up after their win. Number 18, Nevada. Number 19, Ole Miss. Number 20, Oklahoma. Number 21, Arkansas. Number 22, Michigan State. Number 23, Temple. Number 24 and 25 are our new teams. Those are going to be South Carolina and Stanford into the top 25. This is the first time Stanford has been ranked since you have to go back to week 7 of 2024. We had 2 teams drop out of the top 25 because of this, those being Georgia Tech and UCF. They lead our next teams up, along with Maryland, Nebraska, Marshall, Boise State, Fresno State, South Alabama, Arizona State, Rutgers, UAB, Cal, Tennessee, Cincinnati, FAU, Wyoming, Pacific, Tarleton State, Oregon State, Southern Illinois, Utah, Kansas, North Carolina, and Purdue. That's a deep field, and everyone's got something to do. Just looking at the top 25, you have a bunch of teams going on the road. The entire top 5 goes on the road next week. Clemson has to go to Maryland, who's in the next teams up. Louisville has to go to Cincinnati, who's also in next teams up. And Oregon has to go to Boise, who's in the next teams up. And Georgia has to go to Tennessee, who's in the next game up. This is the week of trap games to end all trap games. Washington hosts Cal, who is in the next team up. Texas Tech has a ranked matchup against Iowa State, one of 2 on this board, along with Ole Miss and Arkansas. That one has impact for the entire SEC. The SEC West is on the line should Ole Miss lose that game, because Arkansas's next game is against LSU all the way up there at number 8. Ohio State has Purdue. Has to go to Purdue. USC has to go to Tempe to take on Arizona State. Wisconsin has a rivalry matchup at Iowa. They have famously historically struggled against the Hawkeyes in Iowa City. Meanwhile, also here, Michigan State has a rivalry against Indiana they got to play through. South Carolina, they're the only one with they're the one with probably the easiest game here, but don't think twice about it. But don't overlook them. Stony Brook is one of the best teams in the FCS this season. So that game might be tougher than you think. Also, you look into the next teams up, you got a lot of contenders in their in conference races. You have Wyoming, who's runner-up in the Mountain West. You have Pacific, who leads the WAC race. Southern Illinois, who is deep in the contention for the Missouri Valley. And you have all those teams that are Marshall as well, who is currently leading the Conference USA East. This is a deep top 25 field. And there's a lot of implications that are going to set up for an exciting week next week and the week after for Rivalry Week. Danny, your thoughts on the top 25?
Yeah, this is going to be a fun weekend. A lot of big contention, a lot of big games are happening this weekend. This is the make or break point for almost every team in the country. So you can't overlook anyone.
Pigmare?
Great top 25 field. It's gonna be chaos weekend, but I've got to make a shout out real quick. Scotland has qualified for the World Cup. We are going back. We are doing it.
Get out the bagpipes. Scotland,
no party. Get out the bagpipes. No Scotland, no party.
Scotland.
Scotland forever!
No Scotland.
We're blasting Franz Ferdinand after the stream. Let's talk about the scenarios. Pigber, do you have to take off?
Yeah, but I'll also be on the call.
Okay.
I just won't be able to look at the scripts.
All right. Thankfully, we're getting past the stuff you need to look at on the script. We're gonna get things started with our conference championship scenarios here. It's starting to thin out. A lot of divisions are coming down to the wire. Starting in the ACC, Miami's still clinched. They're waiting on the Atlantic. Both Clemson and South Carolina still need to win out. Maryland needs to win out. And they need both Clemson and South Carolina to lose. So should South Carolina beat Clemson, they need Maryland. Or should Maryland beat Clemson, they need South Carolina to lose to Clemson to make the championship. So it's really down to those three teams, and Maryland is in a do-or-die scenario next week as they host the #1 team in the country. To the American, Delaware clinched this week. They are locked in. Austin Peay needs to win out to make the championship. UMass needs to win out and have Austin Peay lose one. UGF needs to win out and have both teams above lose one, those being APSU and UMass. Colgate holding on to a thread. They need to win out, and every other competing team above them losing one. Right now, it's looking likely. I'm expecting APSU to lose to Delaware, and I'm expecting UMass to slip into that championship spot. Danny?
I'm expecting UMass to also slip in. UMass has got a really easy end to the schedule, including their final game being against the one, the only. You love to see them try, St. John's. So good job, UMass, at least getting there and looking like it's gonna kill it. Sorry. Good job on UMass for making it look a lot easier on your schedule.
It's hard, I'll tell you what. Big Bear, your thoughts on the American?
He's not here.
Not a shot on that field goal. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Right now, Big East North. All West Virginia needs to do is win. Their game is at East Carolina. They win, they're in. Temple needs to win out and have West Virginia lose out. West Virginia's last two games are against Pitt and Temple. Against East Carolina and Pitt. I forget what Temple's last two games are.
I can get that, but if you want, Pittsburgh got back.
American Pig Bear. Who do you have joining Delaware right now? And we'll come back to
Good
that.
answer. Good answer. Temple's last 2 games includes UConn and Villanova.
I think Temple's last 2 games are potentially winnable. I think that UConn matchup is going to be very tricky. Is that in Hartford?
In Hartford.
Yeah, that might be a trap game for Temple. I could see Temple cooling off near the end of the year. They were 8-1 entering that West Virginia matchup, and I don't know if they have the team that can really hold on to that. Look at that run. Big run in the snow. Wish we could control how deep the snow is. You could have just like snow falling, or and then like that one game between the Bills and Colts back in 2017 where it was just a blanket. It was great. On to the Big Ten.
Baker says he's almost there.
All right.
So
To the Big Ten, Michigan needs to win out, including Ohio State. Their next 2 games are Northwestern and OSU. Wisconsin needs to win out. They have Iowa and Minnesota to end the year. I think Wisconsin has a good chance to do it. Ohio State win out, including beating Michigan. And then Michigan State holding on by a thread. They need to win out. They need Michigan. I think Michigan State's eliminated because they needed Michigan to lose 3, and they won last week against Penn State.
all right, maybe they are out.
Mm-hmm. So I think it is just down to Michigan, Wisconsin, and
Three-team race.
Ohio State. Looking at the games ahead of them, Ohio State's next game is Purdue. They have Purdue and Michigan. I think Ohio State has the toughest road of any of these teams. Michigan,
Yeah, Purdue's the Boilermakers, and they
Yeah.
always have a history of upsetting the Buckeyes.
yeah,
And of course, Michigan is.
it
the
is in
big
West
rivalry.
Lafayette. Michigan, that is in Columbus. I do like Ohio State's chances in that game. So even if they should lose to Purdue, I still pick the Buckeyes here at home, where they played very well this year. Michigan, I'm a little not so confident with. I'm not confident with them remaining undefeated, but I think they will make it anyway. I think Wisconsin will make the conference championship game, and I think Michigan will make it as well. I think by record, Michigan would be the better, or would be the top seed then, even though they'd technically be clinching later.
Technically, because Michigan also beat Wisconsin earlier in the season, they would also have the tiebreaker.
Oh, yes, they did. I forgot they played. All right. So,
So
Danny,
technically
what are your
Michigan would
thoughts?
Still get the #1 spot. I think Wisconsin and Michigan are going to be my picks. It's going to be a rematch
Mm-hmm.
in Indianapolis.
All right. Whenever Pig Bear gets back, we can get his Big Ten. Check and make sure.
The snow game.
You ever notice that Pig Bear's, or not Pig Bear, the stream is not full screen. Is that a thing Discord changed? There's like a bezel on the screen.
Maybe it might be a Discord thing.
If they change that now, I'm gonna be so mad at Discord. Like, why can't
No,
you
just
just
throw
make
in
it
an update.
properly full screen? Anyway,
Am I back?
welcome back.
Hey,
Big Ten. Who do you have making the championship game? It's a 3-horse race: Michigan, Whiskey, and Ohio State. Right now,
I think Ohio State. Is there an Ohio State Michigan rematch scenario? I doubt it.
if Wisconsin loses out, their last 2 games are at
No, that won't
Iowa
happen.
and Minnesota.
Ohio State,
or if Wisconsin
That's
just
that's possible,
loses
but I don't
one
think it'll happen.
and Ohio State beat Michigan.
Okay. Oh yeah. So
You know
should
what? I like a scenario. Ohio State Michigan rematch.
ooh. I think it might be tough though. Ohio State's next matchup is at Purdue.
I mean, it would be Ohio State funny to lose, but
It
I
would
don't
be
think
pretty
they'll
fun.
lose.
Big 12, we're gonna move on now to Iowa State. They are currently in the driver's seat. They need to win out, including beating Texas on Saturday. Oklahoma is in second. They need to win out to make it. Texas needs to win out, including beating Ohio State. They need Oklahoma to lose one. Texas Tech needs to win out. They need ISU to lose their last two. They need Oklahoma and Texas to each lose one. Texas A&M, they need to win. They need to win out. They need Iowa State to lose out, and they need Oklahoma to lose one to make it. Looking at the schedules ahead, I don't remember the last games for a lot of these teams. Thankfully, there's only 2 games. Oklahoma has TCU and Oklahoma State on the schedule. I do know that. I think Iowa State and Texas are gonna crash into each other. So I don't know if I don't know how confident I am in them making the championship game. Danny?
Yeah, so the final 2 games for Iowa State is hosting Texas, then going to Kansas State for Farmageddon. Oklahoma's last 2 is hosting TCU, then going to Bedlam. Texas's final 2 games is going to Iowa State, then hosting the Aggies, Texas A&M Aggies. And Texas Tech last 2 games is hosting Houston and then going to Colorado.
All right.
I think Texas Tech has the easiest one of these 2.
I think
the main
Texas.
thing is they need the teams above them to lose at least one.
Mm-hmm. I think Texas Tech wins out. I think they'll be sitting at 11-1. Looking at the looking at the Big 12 scenario right now, I think Texas goes 1-1. I think they beat TAMU and they lose to Iowa State. Spoilers for later. I think Iowa State wins a game. Their last game is against Kansas State. I think they win that. I think they're in. I don't know how to think about Oklahoma. Oklahoma's the wild card. They have a game against TCU. I think they'll win. It's that Oklahoma State game that's going to be questionable.
I think they have the easiest path, in my opinion.
Not with Texas
I think
A&M.
Texas
Not
can
with
easily
Texas
lose
Tech.
both these games. Iowa State can easily.
Texas Tech is just relying on too many variables because they don't have any tiebreakers to work with because they haven't played. I don't think they played anyone above them. They didn't play Oklahoma. They didn't play Texas, and they didn't play Iowa State.
So they just not play Texas this year?
They have
not.
They did not. They played Texas A&M.
They played TAMU,
Play Texas.
but no Texas. Iowa State.
Then we'll have to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll have to go deep into the tiebreakers, which I know part of it is against common opponents, and a common opponent between a lot of these guys is Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a lot of tiebreakers.
Opponent for a lot of these guys.
I don't know what the scenario would be for it, but I'm liking Iowa State and Texas Tech in the Big 12. I think Iowa State beats Texas. I think they still beat I think they beat Kansas State for their first 11-1 season in program history. I think Texas Tech wins their 2 games, and with Texas having a loss, they're knocked out. I think the one thing that would have to happen for this to be the case is if Oklahoma State upsets Oklahoma. And Oklahoma State has been known to do that. They kept Oklahoma out of the championship game last season in order to steal the spot away from them. I think Oklahoma State again plays spoiler, but this time they're not the ones being spoiled. I like Iowa State, Texas Tech. Danny?
I am liking Iowa State against Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma has probably, besides Texas A&M's pretty easy end of the schedule, I think Iowa State making it.
Pigmare?
I like Texas to beat Iowa State. I already said this. And I like a Red River redo.
Red River redo. Texas,
I
Oklahoma.
think both teams went out. Simple as that.
Conference USA East. Marshall needs a win, and they have made the conference championship game. UAB needs to win out, and they Marshall to lose out. CUSA West. Texas State needs a win, and they'll clinch. All right, you take care. All right.
Yep.
Texas State needs to win and they're in. Southern Miss, they need to win out and need Texas State to lose twice. Texas State's final 2 games are Middle Tennessee and UTSA. As for the Roadrunners, they're also still in the race. They need to win out with wins over Southern Miss and Texas State. There's a touchdown, Eastern Michigan. I'm right now, Texas State is my front runner to make the BCS Bowls. I think they have a much easier road to get there than the other undefeated in Nevada does. I like Texas State to make the Conference USA Championship with their win this week. Middle Tennessee should be a winnable game. And I think UTSA is also a winnable game. As for the East, I think I like Marshall making it now. Marshall has been on fire this year, including that win over UAB. This has been a great season for the Thundering Herd. Danny?
I'm going to take the Thundering Herd to win this one, and I think they're going to play against Texas State. Texas State, they just need to win one matchup, and they're fully clinched in. And next game, they play at home against Middle Tennessee, team who's out of bowl contention. So I'm thinking Texas State will easily just walk in their way and have their special drone show at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I enjoy the matchup of the Herd against the Bobcats.
All right. I'm liking how the Cadets are putting their face in the snow here in Ypsilanti. To the Ivy League we go. Columbia and Harvard are still the last 2 left. They've kind of been going back and forth the last few years. Harvard won it before. Columbia won back-to-back in 22 and 23. Columbia just needs to win. And as for Harvard, they need to win out and have Columbia lose out. This is sort of a modern college football rivalry. New York versus Boston. I like Columbia winning their 3rd conference championship in 4 years. Danny?
Give me Columbia. Their end of the season is very, very, very easy. Their end of the season includes Cornell and Princeton. Princeton is outside of bowl contention, which will make it a little bit harder, but make it easy, beat Cornell and clinch it. And
I wouldn't call that a
so I'm
sack,
gonna
more as a
pick
shove.
Columbia to win it.
To the MAC East, we had a crazy upset on stream as Kent State upset Miami, Ohio. But Miami, Ohio still has the division lead. They need to win out to make it so. As for
And
Kent
that
State,
just became harder.
yeah. Kent State, they need to win out and have
Today,
Miami lose a game.
today with the thanks of Tuesday night action, in overtime, Miami of Ohio lost.
Oh
Which
boy.
means if Kent State wins tomorrow, Kent State takes the lead.
Kent State is
So we're
not
now
bowl
in the
eligible
make or
yet.
break. We're now in the make or break of action.
There is a scenario where a 5-7 Kent State makes the conference championship game.
Yeah, that's if Miami of Ohio lose out completely and Kent State wins one matchup.
Mm-hmm. Kent State's last 2 games are tomorrow against who do they play tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Kent State plays home against Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins.
Akron.
Yeah, they have Johns Hopkins and Akron left on the schedule. To the MAC West, we're gonna go now. Bowling Green just needs to win out to make the conference championship. As for the rest of the division, the rest of the division's contenders, Central Michigan, who's playing right now, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan all need to win out. They need Bowling Green to lose 1, and they need everybody else to lose 1. Right now,
Yeah, the MAC is in the situation where they have all beaten up each other, so it's now make or break.
I said that I've been saying this a lot. I've said it before. I know they're on the outside. I like Western Michigan to win the MAC West, and I think they'll be playing. You know what? They're a team of destiny. I think Western Michigan plays Kent State in the conference championship game. It'd be Kent's 2nd appearance in 3 years in conference championship. They played in 2023. They lost to Eastern Michigan. Danny?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Bowling Green against Miami. I still think this is probably gonna be like the best matchup for these guys.
to Missouri Valley. The MVC East is wide open still. Missouri State in control right now. They need to win out, including beating both Illinois and Indiana State. SIU, they need to win out and they need Missouri State to lose one, either to Illinois State or Indiana State. Indiana State and Illinois State are both in it. They need the same scenario to happen. They need to win out, including beating Missouri State and their counterpart, respectively. And they also need Southern Illinois to lose a game. Southern Illinois, their next game is against a very difficult Youngstown State squad. I think this is a very likely scenario that one of them could pull off the upset. But I think my instinct says Southern Illinois wins the East. As for the West, Drake is in control. They need just a win, and they're in. As for South Dakota State, they need to win out and Drake to lose a game. I like Southern Illinois and Drake. It'll be a matchup of all-timers. I've already mentioned this in a previous stream, but it's a tie currently between those two teams for the all-time number of Missouri Valley championships, and that would be pretty much the battle of the century in the Missouri Valley. Danny?
Give me Missouri State against Drake. I think Missouri State, they just need to win out and hopefully not slip up a game. They do have the tiebreaker against Southern Illinois, that's for sure. And with Drake, I think they have the easiest route.
Mountain West. Nevada, in control of their own destiny. They need to win out, including beating UNLV. Wyoming needs to win out. As for UNLV, they're also in the race. They need to win out, including the game against Nevada. And Wyoming needs to lose one. I think right now, I'm liking Nevada taking on Wyoming for a spot. Is there a scenario where Nevada and UNLV make the championship?
That is if Wyoming loses out.
I don't remember their last games. I know Nevada has Hawaii and UNLV. Wyoming has Colorado State to end the year, I believe.
No, they don't.
Oh no, they played earlier in the year. They have New Mexico next week, and
for Wyoming, their last two games are against Air Force.
Air Force is their final game of the year. And UNLV, they play Nevada, of course, last game of the week. Who do they play next week? Or this week?
They go to UTEP.
That might be difficult. Remember, Colin Payton got eliminated by UTEP. To the Pac-12. Right now, it's a 4-horse race. USC's still in it, but they need a lot. They need all of the 3 teams above them to lose one, as well as to win out. USC's last 2 games are in conference, if I'm not mistaken, because they don't have Notre Dame to end the year this season. They play at Arizona State, and then they play against UCLA. Oregon and Washington. Oregon needs to win out and have Washington lose a game. Washington needs to win out, but the team who controls their own destiny is Stanford. They only have one more conference game. That's against Washington State. They end the year against Notre Dame. Washington's last 2 games are this week against Cal and next week against Wazoo. Oregon, they head to Boise, and then they have Oregon State. That's actually a difficult last 2 games. I like the Ducks, though, to win those 2. And I think Oregon will be playing Washington. We didn't mention it, but it was a pretty good game between Stanford and Cal, with the Cardinal eliminating Golden Bears from championship game contention. Stanford has come out of nowhere. I wouldn't be surprised if Stanford sneaks their way into the conference championship game. Danny?
I'm going to have Stanford against Washington. I think Washington wins out, including beating a Washington State who's almost out of bowl contention, a Cal who I think might have been broken by losing to their arch rival. Oregon, they need to not only beat Boise State, but beat an Oregon State who is now regaining back some flame in them. So that might be very hard for USC. USC, that's going to be even harder for them.
All right, to the SEC. Georgia has officially ended the debate. They have clinched it with the win over Kentucky. To the SEC West, we have a very exciting race. Ole Miss is in the driver's seat. They need to win out. LSU needs to win out, and they need Ole Miss to lose one. Arkansas needs to win out. And what's funny is, much like the ACC Atlantic, almost all these games are against each other. LSU has a game against Rice this week, but that other matchup is going to be a good one. Ole Miss and Arkansas the winner will keep their dream alive of playing in the SEC championship. Ole Miss, of course, ends with Mississippi State, but Arkansas and LSU end against each other. Should Arkansas win against Ole Miss this week? And that game is in Fayetteville, so they are favored. Should they win that game, then that LSU matchup is a decider. It's going to be I would expect to see Arkansas rocket up the top 25 should they beat Ole Miss and set up for a potential game of the week contender against LSU. Should Ole Miss do it, though? I don't know what the scenario would be should Ole Miss lose to Mississippi State but beat Arkansas. I think then LSU would still get in regardless of the Arkansas-LSU result.
No, that one will be still very important. Because all these guys are sitting at one loss in conference. If Ole Miss wins against Arkansas but loses to Mississippi State, then if LSU loses, Ole Miss would get in because of the tiebreaker of beating both Arkansas and LSU.
Ah, I
If
see.
LSU wins, then they make it in.
Fun. How about that?
So Arkansas plays spoiler for both these guys.
Arkansas could spoil their way in to the championship game should things line up and they win their last two games. To the SoCon we go. Actually, before we do, I gotta mention, I like Georgia playing against LSU. I think Arkansas beats Ole Miss and they lose to LSU. Danny?
Give me Georgia against Ole Miss. I'm like that matchup.
Let's go to SoCon now. Western Carolina, or Richmond rather, lost to Western Carolina. And that makes that race a lot more fun in the SoCon. Richmond needs to win out and need Western to lose one. Western needs to win out, including the game against Furman. Furman needs to win out, including the game against Western Carolina, and need Richmond to lose one. Right now, I think Western and Richmond are the favorites. I think because of the way this is, wouldn't it be that should Richmond win out, they make the championship?
Yes.
Okay. So Richmond just needs to win out.
Yep, they need to win out. Yeah. And if they lose one, then in comes in Furman if they also do a win out.
I think still Western and Richmond is my pick for this matchup. Whoa, that was almost an incredible grab.
That game will be determined this weekend.
Furman, Western Carolina, yeah.
It's at Furman, so the dice are even more.
To the Southland. It's 3 teams right now sitting on... It's 4 teams with a chance, but 3 are, or at least 2 are the favorites right now. Northwestern State needs to win out, including beating Nichols. Nichols needs to win out, including beating Northwestern State. And meanwhile, here comes Lamar sitting on the outside. They need Nichols to lose 1, Northwestern State to lose 1, and they need to win out to make the championship. And as for Abilene Christian, in spite of moving down to the FCS, they're still in the chance of winning the Southland in its final year as an FBS conference. They need to win out with the win over Nichols, and they need every team above them to lose out. Which I think is mathematically impossible since Nichols and Northwestern State play each other.
Yes, but they could still get in as the bottom seed.
I like Northwestern State, and I'm going to go Sicko. I think Lamar makes it. Danny?
I'm going to pick Northwestern State and Nichols to make it, with Northwestern State winning, and we'll get the chance to host the championship game.
The Sun Belt we go. To the Sun Belt East. App State needs to win out, but their 2 games are against the other 2 teams in contention, Florida Atlantic and Georgia Southern. FAU needs to win out, including their game against App State. Their last game is FIU. Georgia Southern They need to win out, including beating App State. I believe their last game is Georgia State. They need FAU to lose twice. So they'll need to lose to App State and FIU. That's for the SEC or Sun Belt West. ULM needs to win out, including beating Louisiana. South Alabama needs to win out and have ULM lose one more game. Arkansas State needs to win out. They need ULM to lose out and they need South Alabama to lose one game. ULM's last game is against Louisiana, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So they'll end the season with their must-win game. Their next game, I don't remember what it is. I don't remember the next games for the teams in the Southeast. Coastal.
Yep.
I think it's a very
ULM's
likely
next
chance for
game's at
ULM.
Coastal.
South Alabama has Troy, of course, to end the year. Arkansas State, I don't remember who they play.
Arkansas State's next two matchups are hosting Troy and going to Jacksonville State. South Alabama's next two is to host Jacksonville State and go to Troy. And ULM's last two is to go to Coastal and host Louisiana.
All right, with that, my picks, I think, are going to be, I think ULM wins the West. And the East is going to be interesting. I think it comes down to that App State FAU matchup. And that game is going to be
This weekend.
in Boca. I like
Boca.
FAU. I think FAU recovers their season and wins the division. Give me FAU and Louisiana Monroe. Danny?
I'm going to pick a rematch. Give me FAU against South Alabama. I think ULM loses to Louisiana.
To the whack. We have one last clinch before we end this part of the show. How about Pacific? They clinched the first time they're playing a conference championship game since the year 2000. They'll take on one of four teams still in the race. Tarleton State, they need to win out, including beating North Texas. West Texas needs to win out, including beating La Tech, and they need Tarleton to lose one. North Texas, they need to win out, including beating both Tarleton and Pacific, as well as West Texas A&M losing one. Louisiana Tech, they need to win out, including being West Texas A&M, and they need North Texas to lose a game in order to make it back to the conference championship game. Pacific obviously clinched in. How about that Eastern Michigan win? I think that knocks Central out of the race, so now it's between Bowling Green, NIU, and Western Michigan.
It knocks them out unless all those other teams lose, which will be funny.
Right now, of the teams who are here, give me, you know what? Give me the feel-good story. Give me Tarleton to take on Pacific for the WAC championship. Danny?
I'm also picking Tarleton. I really like them. They have the easiest route to get there compared to everyone else.
Not really much to talk about with standings, but our list of potential national championship spots are getting thinner and thinner. Right now, we have some... Looking at our undefeated teams is probably going to be our gauge on who has still a chance to make that national championship. Clemson, Michigan, Louisville are all undefeated. Those are the only ones in the top 25. You also have Texas State, Nevada. Is that really all the undefeated teams we have left?
Yep, we only have very few left.
Only 5. We have a lot of one-loss teams, though. Georgia, Washington, Alabama, LSU, Texas, Texas Tech, all with one loss. Miami is at one loss as well. Iowa State has one loss. West Virginia has one loss. Lots of teams still up for that one-loss spot. And I think a lot of them could end up with a loss by the end of the year. Or could end up with a second loss at least. I could see Michigan losing a game, either against Wisconsin in the championship game, or maybe against Ohio State. Clemson, of course. They have really tough end of the year. Maryland, South Carolina, and should they even win one of those, or one or both of those, they'll have Miami to worry about in the conference championship game. I'm a little on the fence on who's in my national championship right now. I think Louisville is my lock. I think they're the one team that I can confirm as making it to the championship game. I like Louisville. I don't know what's compelling me about it, but Oregon. I'm still thinking Oregon makes it. Danny?
I'm gonna pick Clemson. I really like them. I think they are really battle tested and have like the best chance of making it. Meanwhile, I also think that I really like Michigan to make it because they are still technically the reigning champions and have a relatively good schedule to prove themselves.
The Pig Bear Joey Bowl, it would be Clemson and Michigan. Michigan won a natty last season. Can they become the first team since Texas to win back-to-back? Let's take a look at our games of next week before we head out. Hawaii taking on Nevada on Friday, October 24th. The game is in Reno. I'm liking the Wolfpack to remain undefeated with a win over Hawaii. Danny?
Give me the Wolfpack as well, close.
Let's move on to our Saturday slate. I'll talk about a matchup that's... I did forget on the script, my bad. But how about that Ole Miss Arkansas game? Number 19, number 21 in Fayetteville. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be one of the most electric atmospheres Fayetteville has seen in a long time. Give me Arkansas to win this game. Danny?
Give me Ole Miss to win this game. I really like the Rebels.
We'll keep it going. Number 1, Clemson heads to College Park to take on Maryland. I call this a trap game every single time it's come up. But Clemson has just been playing better and better as the year has gone on. I don't think this is their trap game. I think Clemson wins this one. Now, next week, we'll get to that. Danny?
Give me Clemson to win this one close. I think that they may be looking ahead to the following weekend because rivalry weekend, but I think Clemson wins this one close.
Cal and Washington, the Huskies have been playing better than nearly any team in the Pac-12. But don't tell that to Cal. The Cal Golden Bears already have a big upset win on their belts against USC. Can they do it again against Washington? If you're to ask me, I don't think so. I think Cal loses. Give me Washington to win this game. Danny?
Give me Washington to win this one. I think Washington will come out. The Huskies will be a lot of purple smoke. And give me the Huskies to win this one over a probably shattered Golden Bears.
Number 4, Oregon heads to Boise to take on the Broncos. I like Oregon to win on the road. A lot of the big matches we were expecting for Oregon this year a lot of those teams have cooled off, namely Utah and Boise. I don't think they're as dominant as they were when they were ruling the Mountain West a few years ago. Give me Oregon to beat Boise.
Give me Oregon to win this one close. Boise's always been a tough one. The Smurf turf will be rocking for this game, but I think the Ducks will win.
One more Pac-12 matchup of this block. Let's talk about USC heading to Tempe to take on Arizona State. This USC team has been dropping games left and right against big teams, against underdog teams like that. Cal, Oregon State, and I think they complete the trinity against Arizona State. Give me the Sun Devils to win this one. We've seen how well this team can control the electric offense that a team like USC puts on every week. Danny?
Give me the Sun Devils as well. We have seen the Sun Devils upset ranked teams that go to them right before rivalry week. I think Sun Devils will win this one close.
Look at Stanford a few years ago. That loss put Washington State in the conference championship game against Oregon. Ranked match, or what would be a ranked matchup. Georgia, number 5, heading on the road to Tennessee. This is the kind of game that the term trap game was made for, I'd say. A top 5 team going to a seemingly unopposing squad in Tennessee. Tennessee only has 2 losses up to this point. They're probably the best team who is not ranked right now. There's some debate there. There's some debate that Georgia isn't even the best team in their division. and they still managed to clinch. Give me Tennessee to win this game as they host the Bulldogs. Give it an upset.
I know Georgia will not be losing anything by losing this game besides ranking, but I think Georgia will still win this one.
A
and
national
put
championship spot
themselves
might be on the
to
line for Georgia, so they might want to still
a-
play with their heart. Wisconsin taking on Iowa in Iowa City for the Heartland Trophy. This is a must-win game for the Badgers to keep pace with the Big Ten championship game, because if they drop this and Ohio State and Michigan each win their games, that's going to be nearly impossible for them to come back from. Give me Whiskey winning this one on the road. Danny?
Well, Iowa's not the same Iowa as they were before. After all, Iowa's almost out of bowl contention, so give me the Badgers to win this one. And wave goodbye to the Hawkeyes.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Louisville and the Keg of Nails heads on the road to Cincinnati to wrap up Big East play. They've already locked the division up. This game is all about bragging rights and nothing more. Give me Louisville to still steal that bragging rights, because they're playing for much more than the Big East right now. Danny?
Give me Louisville to win this one as well. Keg and Nails should be up to the Cardinals.
Up next, we'll wrap up with another classic rivalry. Michigan State, number 22 in the country, hosting Indiana. This IU team, not as dangerous as in years past, unfortunately. But still, potential for some upset magic here. I like Michigan State, though, to win it at home. Danny?
Give me Michigan State to win this one as well. They're still at least competing for a ranked bowl matchup at least.
And now we're going to wrap with our 2KU game of the week from Ames, Iowa. Everything on the line for the Big 12 as number 9 Texas heads to Iowa State to take on the number 14 Cyclones. Iowa State playing better than they ever had as a Big 12 team. It's a big deal. Their last time they even made the conference championship game was their miraculous title in 2008. And now they're looking poised to potentially pull off some more magic. What a season it's been for Iowa State. But they're not done. They're not done until they have a Big 12 championship in their cabinet once again. As for Texas, they're trying to get back on the national scale. They've been bouncing up and down all year in terms of performance. They had that loss against Oklahoma. They had some shoddy performances here and there, but they're looking to right the ship and lock themselves in with the win over Iowa State. It's going to be one of the most exciting matchups all year, I'm hoping. Give me Iowa State. I like the Cyclones to lock themselves in. I think they make the conference championship game with this win. Danny, send us home.
Hook 'em horns. Give me Texas to win this one close.
All right, that'll wrap us up. Tune in on Saturday at Texas, Iowa State for a top 15 matchup. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on the weekend. Don't forget to join the Discord server for the D3 playoffs, all the scores from last week, and more. And so long from the 2KU.